The ATSB's final report into the mid-air collision of two jet aircraft during a formation flight for the purposes of filming highlights the need for pilots to prioritise operational safety to minimise risk, in particular through in-depth briefings, rigorous pre-flight planning of manoeuvres, and strict adherence to procedures and the agreed plan. The flight path animation is for illustrative purposes only and should not be used for further analysis. Prior to commencing the flight on the 19th of November 2023, both crews conducted a briefing of the planned manoeuvres. The first manoeuvre would involve Viper 1 flying inverted, straight and level, while Viper 2, flying upright, moved to the right line abreast position. From that position, Viper 2 would move as required for the filming while maintaining separation from Viper 1. The crews planned to conduct this manoeuvre with Viper 2 starting in the right echelon position before moving rearward to allow Viper 1 sufficient room to roll inverted. After Viper 1 rolled inverted, Viper 2 was to move forward and climb or descend as needed to reach the line abreast position at the same altitude. While the aircraft were operating at about 3,000 feet over Port Phillip Bay, during an attempt of the manoeuvre, the safety pilot in the rear seat of Viper 1 observed Viper 2 pass beneath and across to the other side and alerted Viper 1's pilot to the manoeuvre. This specific manoeuvre had not been briefed before the flight and increased the risk of collision. After rolling upright, the pilot of Viper 1 contacted the pilot of Viper 2 to discuss the manoeuvre, who advised that passing underneath provided a good filming opportunity and requested to repeat the manoeuvre. After discussing the manoeuvre, the pilots decided to attempt the manoeuvre again. Viper 2 then moved rearward to allow Viper 1 to roll inverted. As Viper 1 stabilised in the inverted attitude, Viper 2 began manoeuvring to pass beneath Viper 1. As Viper 2 approached, the vertical separation between the aircraft reduced. Viper 2 passed beneath and began to pitch up and bank away from Viper 1, and the right wings of each aircraft collided.
The in-flight discussion between the first and second attempts of the manoeuvre did not allow for full consideration of associated risks before the second attempt was commenced. During the second attempt, the right wings of each aircraft collided and the damage sustained by Viper 2 resulted in an immediate loss of control. Soon after, that aircraft collided with water, fatally injuring both occupants. Viper 1 was not significantly damaged and landed without further incident.
The investigation identified other factors that increased risk that were not contributory to the accident. The pilot of Viper 1 had a medical restriction, which required them to only operate an aircraft with a side-by-side cockpit configuration, and a qualified safety pilot to be present. These requirements were not being followed during the accident flight. Furthermore, the operator did not hold the required operating certificate to undertake the filming flight, and the aircraft were not permitted to be used for that purpose. This resulted in a lower level of safety assurance for the flight. Pre-flight briefing of in-flight manoeuvres is critical to safe formation flying. Conducting this briefing on the ground prior to the flight provides an opportunity for all crew members to focus on the briefing, make a full assessment of considerations and risks associated with the planned manoeuvres, and ensure that everyone has a similar understanding of the intended manoeuvres. Deviating from the ground brief manoeuvres, as occurred during the first attempt by Viper 2, significantly increased the risk of collision. Pre-briefing of a manoeuvre can also be conducted in flight, as done so by the crew before the second attempt. However, when compared to a face-to-face pre-flight briefing, an in-flight briefing using radio while also flying the aircraft limits a pilot's ability to articulate and understand intended manoeuvres and fully consider associated risks. In-flight briefings can also reduce the lead's ability to assess that there is a mutual understanding before approving a manoeuvre. You can read the final report on the ATSB's website by searching AO-2023-057 or from the link in the description below.